Everybody, John here. So I'm going to pump out a quick video about this. Well, it's bullshit basically that religious groups are suing state and local governments for the right to open up their congregations for worship. And I think that's really selfish on the part of the uh, religious group. I think it's either egotistical or it's a money grab. And by that I mean if the priest, preacher, or whomever needs so badly to talk to somebody and he can't talk to himself, then there is a problem. And or if the church so badly needs your buttons and coins in the plate on Sunday morning, so they can send Bibles to El Salvador or something, then therein lies a problem as well. And I know a lot of you are sitting there saying, John, you're full of shit. And I may be because I'm not actually religious. But let's talk about this for a minute. Back in the Middle Ages, when we had the plague, there was basically zero public worshiping. Okay? And, or if there was any, it was in the catacombs and in small numbers. We're going to come back to the catacombs in a minute. But the thing is that people didn't want to get infected by the plague, and so they basically didn't congregate. Now, we're not talking about 2 weeks or 2 months that this went on. We're talking about years, okay? Years. Now, let's roll the clock back a little further than that. Like, I don't know, let's go back 1,000 years to the Roman times, when the Romans used to publicly persecute Christians, take them, throw them in the Colosseums, and feed them to the lions, literally. Okay. Now, what that means is you're not congregating like a church group, and thumbing your nose at the Romans. You're worshiping either individually or in really small groups. Now, how do we know that? Well, you see this fish. I don't know if I call it a logo or a diagram. It's just basically it's a simple loop. Well, that symbol was sort of carved and written on things back in Roman times to sort of like, the secret sort of nod or handshake to the idea that, like, there are Christians in the neighborhood. Now, I say this because it's my understanding from 2 years of Catholic school that if I'm going to pray to God, I just sort of, pray to God, and I have my own little experience with God. I don't need a priest standing there as an intermediary between me and God. I don't need a congregation to do the sign of peace and watch them chow down on some wafers and listen to the guy behind me miserably sing the homily or something. This is not, to me, what I think religion is. Obviously religion is a social experience, but historically, in times of need, that was paused. Now, here we are 2 months into the pandemic, and these religious groups are suing for the right to get together. To me, that seems irresponsible, and I think it's just bad sportsmanship. So, there you have it. If you have any questions, comments, leave them down below. John out. Talk to you later. Bye.